Hello, hello, hello. This is Unification Inside. My name is Hope. And what we're going to do today is we have a really cool new moon in Pisces happening. And new moons and full moons are the major energies that I like to... Interesting. I shuffled this deck a second ago to clear the decks, and this same card came out. So that is definitely a sign that this is the card we need for today. So Nine of Wands. So I'm just going to start with this card and then we'll get into the reading and all the things. But the Nine of Wands is being like in a self-imposed prison in some sense because it's been a very long journey. So it's not quite about holding yourself back with limiting beliefs, but this version of this card is a little bit of that. So we're going to dive into that today. What we're doing today is on my new moons and full moons on this channel, I always do a union reading for the divine masculine, the divine feminine, a little conversation between the two to see where they're at, the energies. These can be your own inner masculine and feminine energies inside of you. And we do a little union reading. So if you resonate with the term twin flame, then it shares with you how your journey's going with that too. So hopefully this just accentuates what you already know to be true for yourself. And this other card, I was shuffling this other deck before I started, and this card came out, Guidance. And this is the Zen Tarot Osho deck. And it's basically like our mind can keep us thinking about tangible things, real world things, reality, whatever that means. And we can doubt. But if you open this door and fly through it, your guide team is always there. Your intuition, your guides, your higher self, your spiritual team. They're always there to help you. So if you're feeling lost right now, first of all, it's normal. Pardon me. It's a little bit normal right now because of the energies. Part of the reason I do new and full moon readings is because it's nice to like follow astrology a little bit. I don't like to stay too focused on it because you can, just like anything that you tune your energy into, you can actually like make it more real. So you have to, it's nice to like let things flow through you, and if it's meant for you, it'll stick. But the energies going on collectively for everyone right now, there's some major transits that don't happen very often, some generational transits going on. Pluto, it takes a really long time to, it's elliptical orbit, so it takes a really long time to go through the zodiac, and that's happening. It's a really big shift collectively, which is actually really great. I'm excited. I'm personally excited about it. And Saturn is doing some stuff on March 7th, and Jupiter and all the stuff. Again, I'm not an astrologer. I just really do new moon and full moon readings for twin flames. But my point is, collectively, we're all feeling in this little like limbo stagnation phase. We've closed a door to an old chapter that's either been like 7-8 years or 20 years for some of us, or they actually could be together. Like maybe you started transitioning out of the thing you've been doing for 20 years about 7 years ago. That's accurate for me and my work. So my point is, when you get stuck in this, it's never going to happen, it's never going to shift, I keep waiting, all that loop, just don't forget to tap into your own guidance and your own higher self, and remember that you are a multidimensional being and you're magical. You have everything inside of you to navigate this journey. So with that being said, let's dive into your Pisces new moon, February 20th, 19th, 20th union reading, and let's just get right in. So everybody's just collectively feeling that way right now. So let's see. I usually read I'm going to keep this one up here too. So I like to read where you guys are at, and I'm going to do that. Okay, so I usually start with the right side of my readings is the feminine side, and it doesn't mean that you're a female. It's just feminine energy. I'm a female, but I have a masculine energy predominantly. That's too many cards. So anyway, this is Unification Inside. Hi, my name is Hope. I've known my twin flame for 30 years, so I talk mostly to twin flames on the journey because it's a very unique journey. But if you found this video, it's probably for you. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's get the energy for the divine feminines. How are we doing navigating these big energies specific to the new moon in Pisces? Discovery, messages, epiphanies. Whoa, that's a lot of cards. Regarding things you've been juggling, probably career related, money. You've been probably stealing from Paul to pay Peter kind of a energy. Try to manifest money without having to work so hard for it, which is always a good thing to do. Well, give me one more card on where the Divine Feminine is at. I want a little bit more information on what is it that they are discovering about this juggling that they're doing. Oh, interesting. Waiting for recognition. Success is on your way. So what I'm seeing is that you've been doing a lot of work, Divine Feminines, on discovering all kinds of things. You've really like broken open, and you've probably been diving into all the learning about all the things. You've really like been exploring it with curiosity. So like healing modalities, and what do I need to clear out, and how do I clean out karmic cords of attachment. And you've probably been going down this rabbit hole of like whatever it is, and just discovering yourself, and having epiphanies probably daily, or people have been giving you nuggets of epiphanies that have been helping you. But it's all been this balance between as above, so below, and which way do I go, and how do I make this work, and how do I, again, steal from Peter to pay Paul kind of a situation in your finances. You're probably juggling two different options for work even, and trying to see which one is more fun and imaginative and creative and get your juices going mentally. So you probably, and it also could be somebody who gave you an offer or an idea for a job, and now you're weighing the pros and cons of that situation. And it doesn't have to be job related, but that's what I'm getting out of this. And what you're going to choose, or where you're leaning towards, is the one that's a little bit more forward facing, something that's a little bit more public. And you're probably wondering if you have what it takes to do it, and you're probably wondering if it's going to pay off financially. But this is saying that you already know, you already have the idea, the spark of the idea. You just need to choose which direction to go, and where you're at is it's stepping you into the limelight, and you're going to build your tribe. So I really like that energy. I think that fits with a lot of the astrology that's going on for us, and from things I've been paying attention to in the collective twin flame journey for specifically. Let's see where the Divine Masculine is at right now in general with this energy. Again, we have all these planets. Whoa, too many cards. Too many planets doing too many things right now. So it's a really big transitional shift of an energy. So where is the Divine Masculine with all of this? That is a lot of cards again. Come on, I just want a few cards, please. That means he's probably working on a lot of things. He probably has a lot of balls in the air. Let's just get like one or two cards, please. Here we go. Masculine, Wheel of Fortune, Divine Timing, Fate. Fate stepping in. Nine of Pentacles, learning to be good on his own. Entrepreneur energy, being happy, building up. He's built up his resources. He's comfortable. And again, I say he. Oh, see, a lot of cards. All right. I'm just going to take this Queen of Wands. We had the High Priestess. So he knows. So the masculine side, and again, this could be you, or it could be your counterpart. And again, it's not a man, it's a masculine energy. So Wheel of Fortune is fate. We had the High Priestess tried to fly out too. So it's definitely a fated, higher journey situation, something guided by your guide team behind the scenes. So he has the Wheel of Fortune, which is divine timing and riding a wave of a storm. Nine of Pentacles is learning to be good on his own, stacking up all of his coins. He's probably had a really good, successful year in his business. And the Queen of Wands is here. So this is either the way I'm interpreting this is that he's stepping into his own like Empress energy with integrating his feminine side fully. And the Queen of Wands is passionate, and she's not afraid to stand up for what she believes, even if it's untraditional. So what I'm seeing here is that he's been navigating, the masculine side has been navigating this inner personal power on his feminine side, and it might be related to material security. So what we've been seeing collectively for all, in my opinion, all twin flames have been really like dealing with this, is that the masculines have been shifting, and they've been learning to shift away from being dependent on other people for their success in life and what that looks like, and shifting into their own personal power and being more receptive, but also tapping into their feminine side because they're masculine, right? So we have to balance out both, which is why this channel is called Unification Inside. So I'm reading this as that, you know, he's already taken all those steps. He's riding this wave as we all are of just this transition period, and he's getting his finances in order and feeling secure, or he has already done that, and stepping into this Queen of Wands energy. So he could be choosing a Queen of Wands, which could be you, or I'm really seeing this more as his energy of that he's stepping into this Queen of Wands, which is a more passionate way and more fun way, like somebody who's living their purpose for money versus somebody who's living a traditional job that the society approves of. That's really what I'm getting for what the masculines have been doing. And that's what I'm getting here. So let's get more on the union energy. So if you are a twin flame, you share a third energy with your twin. Not many people talk about that because most people talking about it aren't twins. And look at that third energy right there. The Lovers pops out. I mean, let's talk about how great that is. And again, I've been seeing this over and over for at least 6 months of that. Just the union energy is here. We all are already tapped into our union energy. 2020 gave us a huge shift forward to awakening all of us up. I mean, I've been on my journey for 30 years, but I didn't actually wake up to the term and the purpose of this connection until 2019, which was right before everything that happened in 2020. So it was all divinely guided, in my opinion. So we have a lot more people have met theirs or going through this. And then if you're one of those lucky ones that met yours during that time, you have the Google and the stuff online. They have to sift through all the garbage, obviously, but my point is you've gotten an accelerated version of what I've had to go through for 30 years. Because if you've only been doing this for a handful of years. Most people I know have been going through this for about 10 years, 7 to 10 years. And then there's very few of me that's like old wave, we call it first wave twin flames. So anyway, my point is that union energy for everybody, we are all choosing. It's not so specifically union tangibly manifesting. This is the Lovers card. This means that you're both chosen a higher version of love. You're done with limiting love. You're done with things that hold you back. You're done with conditional love. And I found this myself. So I'm personally struggling struggle's not the right word. I'm tapping into my higher self right now, and I'm trying to decide. I've had my favorite karmic partners come back around, and he's single, and I'm single, and I've done all the healing I can do for my twin flame journey, and I know it's around the corner, like imminently, but I've been feeling that way for years. So I'm just checking in. I'm not tempted by this karmic just to be in a relationship. I've never been one of those kind of people. I don't need to be in a relationship. I've never had that energy. I'm fine. So it's more just like, is this part of my soul growth that I can do that and not ruin my union energy? But the main thing, the reason I even bring it up is that my favorite karmic partner, he and I are solid. Our communication is solid. We know each other better than anybody knows each other in the whole world, including shrinks. So it would be a higher version of love if I get back together with this guy. Things have changed since we broke up before. And so, as long as it doesn't mess up union with my twin, which obviously I would always love, but there's not much I can do about that anymore. So we've all chosen. I'm seeing that for you also, whoever's finding this video. So we've all chosen. We know what a higher love is now. We got the message. We've got the epiphanies. We're waiting on divine timing, and we're sorting this out. So let me dive into that a little bit more for you personally. I want to see the feminines. What are you excited about? Putting in the work. You've put in the work. You've learned all the skills. How does this show up for you, this choosing a higher version of yourself in a loving relationship? That's the good way to put it. Yeah, you've got choices. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you are well aware that of all the tools, like me, you've gone through and learned all the stuff. So you're an expert now. You have done what you can do. The Eight of Pentacles is a card about mastery. And usually it's a work-related mastery, so you could have just finished a PhD, or maybe you just finally had this breakthrough at your job that I was just talking about, where maybe you're choosing a new path with your career and you're stepping into a leadership role. So this is all part of it, right? All of us feminines, we have to step up also into our masculine side in our life and support ourselves. So if that resonates with you, definitely let me know how it plays out in your own personal life down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But if you're doing more spiritual work, which I'm not necessarily getting here, then you've put in all the work, you have the tools, you know how to protect yourself from energy vampires, you know how to call on your guides, you know how to clear ancestral trauma, you've been putting in the work and chipping it away at it, toiling over it over the last couple of years, and now you've realized you have a lot of choices. And like I said, I have not just my karmic guy coming back around, but I've got this kid that wants to hook up with me and this other guy who's married who wants to hook up with me, and I'm not interested in either of those two. But it's nice to have choices. And this is 7 of Cups here. So being in fantasy land and dreaming and thinking, well, what is appropriate? What can I do? But you just want to make sure, and you already are, is don't look at it from lack mentality. Like I was saying before, I'm not one that needs to be in a relationship. I've healed all of that, and I've gone through my 20s and 30s. I don't need external validation to prove that I'm sexy as a woman or any of that kind of stuff anymore. So just make sure that this is coming from a good place. This 5 of Pentacles can be feeling left out in the cold, not realizing that there's helpers around, this card, I like this version of it. It's like you're looking at everyone else and their joy, like a little comparison. One of my favorite quotes is, comparison is the thief of joy. So just make sure you're not looking at, like, for example, Instagram and thinking everyone else has their life figured out and you don't. But choose something that's going to bring you into the fold. You might need to reach out to others for help because you already are an expert. You do have choices. And I'm seeing that if this is career related for you, which we do have 2 Pentacles, then, maybe look to your friend group to help you decide on these 2 job offers. Look to your friend group to help you find more options for jobs so that you can pick the right one for you. I'm definitely seeing that in these cards too. And I definitely feel that way too. Like, I feel like one of the reasons that my union, even though I feel like it's imminent, one thing that's holding me back is my financial situation at the moment. So I know I have to sort that out myself. I can't wait for him to save me, right? That's just something we all have to figure out on our own. And I think that masculines are definitely doing that too. So let's get more into this for the Divine Masculine. I want to find out more about this Wheel of Fortune. How is he navigating the fate of this? How is he navigating the fate of this? 6 of Pentacles, trying to stay balanced financially. Whoa, too many cards again. Let's take this one. Page of Wands and 4 of Cups. Okay, so the Divine Masculine, and interesting, if you watched my readings before, almost all of my union readings always have mirroring, and I just got the 7 of Wands here, or 6 of Wands on the bottom of his deck, and you have the 6 of Wands. So we'll see if that comes back out for him, because I always get a lot of mirrored cards in my readings. Okay, so what the masculine is dealing with this Wheel of Fortune is fate. What he's realizing is that there's money is all around. Sometimes you have a lot of money, sometimes you don't have a lot of money, but it all works itself out. It's always balanced and it always figures itself out. Sometimes you're generous and sometimes you have to reach out to others for help. He's also realizing this Page of Wands is another spark of an idea or a message. It's a passionate message. He also could have a child. And again, I say he, but it's really just the Divine Masculine. So there could be a child involved. Somebody in their teen years is what I'm seeing. And what they're worried about is there going to be enough for everybody? And they're probably still a little restrictive on believing that this love is available. Because there's this 4th opportunity here in this 4 of Cups. So the 3 cups are stacked up. They feel pretty solid in who they are and what they need in life and navigating their body, mind, spirit, 333. But they're waiting on they're not noticing that there's more opportunities and more abundance available to them. So with this 9 of Pentacles, if they are single, they might be stuck in this phase of needing to not heal after it, but just staying single to stay single and not realizing that they might be missing an opportunity for pure love. If they have a child, that makes sense. They might want to just get a little bit more balanced financially if they've just gone through like a divorce, for example, or some sort of thing like that. The other thing is it could be that they are navigating this epiphany of the magic of it. You know, when we all finally realize that we create our own reality, that's a big deal, and it comes up mostly with money. Like we can bring money in and manifest money and attract it to us. So it could also be that this person or you, if you're the divine masculine, is navigating that of like believing that there's always more around the corner, and really tapping into that. But again, with a page here is another person that could have an idea for them, or an opportunity for them, or a fleeting concept for them. So let's get more into the union. I want to see if there's anything blocking you guys. Moon reversed, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, not following your intuition. But we do have a new moon in Pisces right now, so I like that the moon came out at all. And the Hierophant. Interesting. So those are gatekeepers, and all three of these are major arcana. So this is a big situation. So what I'm seeing that's blocking the union energy a little bit is you've chosen higher love, which is great, but both of you are still really not totally on board with believing that it's real, and you're both navigating the darkness, this dark night of the soul phase where we have to go within and clear this out and tap into our guide team and all of that. And you're still a little too stuck on the dogma. You're a little too stuck on gatekeepers telling you what to do, and traditions. So the Hierophant is usually like a priest. It's somebody who's a guru of some sort, and they usually have all the answers, but they tend to be more traditional. So if you look at like organized religion, for example, you're going through a priest to confess your sins, to get absolved you don't need any of that. You can do that yourself. You can tap into your own guide team and do that yourself. So watch out for this Hierophant and the moon being reversed. I like that the moon is reversed with this new moon in Pisces and all the energy of the astrology right now. So if that kind of perked your interest up a little bit, maybe, check out some of the transits that are going on right now, because there's a lot of good astrologers out there that can explain it way better than I can. But just watch out for the dogma too. You know, even in the twin flame community, there's a ton of dogma out there. Runner, chaser, mirroring, union, separation, like most of that stuff doesn't actually help. And most of those keywords and catchphrases are being shouted the loudest by the people who aren't even on the twin flame journey. So just, use your discernment and let go of some of that. And the way you can know is if you're really stuck on like, oh, they're the runner and what is the runner doing? And that's how you know you're stuck on the dogma, is let that go. It doesn't matter what your counterpart's doing, even though I like to read for the energies here. They've got their own journey. They've got their own battles to fight. You fight your own battles. So actually on that note, let's get another one of these. I love this Zen deck. So let's get another one of these. Let's get one for you. The Zen deck of how you can be Zen through that, since that just came up for me. Let's see what the feminine can do to stay Zen through this and tap in with their own intuition. That's the moon reversed, is that you're not following your own guidance. You're following somebody else's opinion. And that goes with me too. I have a lot of twin flame journey videos on my channel, but don't even go with what I say. That's just been my experience for my 30 years. So you're going to have a different experience than me. You're going to have a different journey than me. So go with your own inner intuition. Take what works for you and leave the rest. Interesting. So what we're having here is laziness. Fascinating to me. So that is really kind of interesting if you think about this Two of Pentacles here, of juggling and staying stuck, not choosing a direction. So sometimes you can just sit around a little too much and meditate a little too much and listen to gurus too much, listen to too many tarot readings like this one. Not that I want you to bounce off, but you get what I'm saying. Like you can cloud your judgment, and you can stay stuck by deferring to other people too much and not taking action. And more importantly, there is a phase in the journey, especially during the dark night of the soul, where you really do need to rally the troops. You really do need to like sit on the cushion and meditate, and you need to enjoy it. And I've gone through that phase, but you'll feel it rustling within yourself. That masculine side starts to rustle inside of you when you know it's time to get off the couch. and get back into the real world. And that, for me personally, is why I'm tempted to get back together with this karmic. It's like, I just need a real world situation in my life again, a real human that's willing and able and in front of me, versus my connection. If that's right for me, it'll work out. And if it's not right for me, then it won't work out. So just watch your laziness, you know, like what part of your life do you know you need to work on? Do you need to work on your finances like I do? Or do you need to work on your body? Have you been just literally being lazy with your body? Maybe get yourself a yoga practice just to get started and moving, or take an hour-long walk every day. So let's see about that. Let's get some guidance for the masculine and see how he's got 3 cards showing up. Whoa, he got the Lovers. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Whoa. I love that he got the Lovers. So he had 4 cards actually jump out. And I'm going to keep, you know what, I'm going to keep all 4 because these are all really cool cards. So yeah, he's definitely choosing higher love because he's got the Lovers coming out on his side. And you guys have it here in the center for mirroring energy. So higher version of love, integrating his masculine and feminine within himself. And that's what finally gets us all into that point of having this solidity of knowing, like, I don't have to get back with this karmic partner, and I can if I want to, and it would be great if I did, but it's still just going to be probably a transitory relationship for however long it lasts. I'm good either way. It's very hard to get to that point of attached detachment. I don't know if that's a word or a phrase that I'm making up on the fly, but I love this guy unconditionally, and it would be great, but I'm also like old enough now to realize that nothing lasts forever. And he's got his journey and I've got mine. So anyway, postponement and isolation and no thingness is what's really coming out with his Lovers. That's the divine masculine struggling with or needs to remember. So I think what I'm getting out of this for sure is, even though he can see the rainbows, he can see the light at the end of the tunnel, he knows that he's only going to have a divine partnership. And he probably has a term twin flame, which I did channel that in my last union reading. I believe that the masculines have the term now, and they're going down the dogma. And that's probably why it's mucking up your union. But what I'm seeing here is isolation and no thingness. So what I'm getting is that he's probably just started his dark night of the soul. That is coming to me strongly. So, and that, it makes sense, right? When you finally have your spiritual awakening and you finally get the term twin flame and it breaks open everything you've already experienced. The real twin flames get the term after we've been struggling with this for some time, after we've already had other relationships to compare it to, and we're like, why was this one so different? What the heck is going on? So we get the term at that point, at the right time, with divine timing. It's orchestrated by our higher selves. So I'm seeing this for sure. He's blown open everything with spirituality. I mean, look at the transition of these cards I'm showing you. The Lovers, look how beautiful and blissful that heart opening, heart chakra opening. Even I had that happen. I have a video on my channel about my experience accidentally breaking open my heart chakra. And he's still in this black. You see how the black and white is here, but now he's seeing, and this gets back to this moon reversed. He's seeing a little bit of this light at the end of the tunnel. He's seeing the joy and the bliss, and he's trying to stay focused on that. But he's also working through, and you see how it's going from the super colorful card to less color to isolation, which is iced out and crying. And then there's no thingness. This is when you go into the dark night of the soul, you're basically walking down into a cave. And actually, I was just watching a show that really showed this really perfectly last night. It's a Turkish show on Netflix called The Gift. And the girl gets literally locked into a cave with all these caverns, and she has to go down, and it's her dark night of the soul. She has to go down and grapple with her birth, stuff with her mom. She has to grapple with stuff with her sister. She has to grapple with stuff with her boyfriend or fiance. And you go through this and you clean out all that gunk. And it's interesting watching that last night because when I was doing my dark night of the soul during 2020, I kept trying to explain it to like the normal people in my life, like my family who was worried about me and stuff. I kept telling them, I was like, no, I'm going into a cave with a flashlight and looking for those roots, those last dandelion weed roots that are holding me back, and I'm trying to get them out. And so last night watching the show was fascinating because that's how it felt. And so this isolation it's a self-imposed isolation based on pain and suffering and not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but that's the way out. You have to go down into the depths depths of our souls and down in the depths of our shadow side and rip out all this gunk that's holding us back. But the cool thing here, again, is it's because they now see the bigger picture, because they now see the whole point of all of it, but they have to like integrate all that stuff still. So, I'd love to hear what your experience with your dark night of the soul was, or if you've seen that show I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, it's called The Gift. It's really cool. It's Turkish, and it's subtitled, so you have to get over that part. But I love that part. So anyway, that's awesome. So it's actually, the reason I say it's awesome, it's hard to go through the dark night of the soul. So if you're in it, totally feel ya. I've been there. I'm on the way out of it. But the way you can look at it is that you have just chosen, you're a caterpillar. You've chosen to go into the cocoon because you're going to come out on the other side totally magical. And you haven't been before. So you're going to come out of it like just like almost like you have over here on the lazy side, the feminine side this just reminds me of the Big Lebowski, but he's in the flow, man. Things just work out for the guy. Not so much in that movie, but generally, like, he doesn't need a lot. He doesn't need a lot of money. He's happy drinking his cocktail all day, so I get it. And when you've gone through this dark night of the soul, sometimes you need this little lazy phase to just be like, you know what, look at this magical unicorn that I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But eventually you'll come out of that ready to do the work, which is where I'm at. So let's get more on that for you, Divine Feminine. I want to see, whoa, here we go. Yep. All right. Yeah, so here's your version of the dark night of the soul. Waking up from the nightmare, realizing that money and abundance is all around, and now it's time to put in the work and start your long road uphill to rebuilding all of that. So it gets back to what I was saying before of like which way to go with your money and your career. You're already an expert at something, but now you're dreaming bigger. You just wonder if it's not meant for you, possibly. You could also be closing a chapter on something you were very good at, and you're dreaming of something more, and it wasn't that fun, and you woke up from that nightmare of realizing that money was just like, it was always coming in one way and then going right out the other way. But now you're ready to put in the work on some new, more fun thing, but you're just wondering if it's realistic. And so what I'm seeing here, now that that's coming through, is go ahead and look for people that have that job that you want. Like, I look around on these tarot readers on YouTube, and I'm like, most of them aren't that good of a reader, including some of the most popular. There's one guy, I can tell he's gunning for, he wants to be the first tarot reader to have 1 million subscribers. But when I listen to him, he's not actually that great. He doesn't do any better than I do. He just says, this is the 5 of Pentacles and this is what it means. And then he just complains about his subscribers the whole time. So, but look around is my point of, there's plenty of people out there with this dream thing that you're thinking of, and they're making money with it. So why can't you? So maybe that's definitely what I'm getting. And all you have to do is put in the work. It's one foot in front of the other, showing up. The reason that guy's gonna get 1 million subscribers is because he churns out like 1 trillion videos a week. He's got all the signs. He's got midweek. And I refuse to do that because it's hustle mentality, and I've already had that job. And I watch him out of fascination, but yeah, he's nuts. But I prefer the one I actually listen to for myself and my own soul growth. He does a lot of content too, but they're really in depth. They're like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long live streams. And they're super in depth, and I get a lot of spiritual soul growth out of them. And so anyway, whatever this is for you, and we're all, like I said, the energy of the stars right now is we're all closing out these long-standing karmic chapters of our life, whether it's work or otherwise, and they're probably intertwined. And we have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have to realize that money is all around us. It always comes. Even when you struggle, then 2 minutes later, somebody gives you some money, or you find a 20 on the street or whatever. You can manifest money, but now's the time to also get out of this lazy phase and put in the work. If you want to see the view at the top of this mountain, you've got to go and climb it, which it's always hard to go for a long hike, but it's always really rewarding when you're done, right? You feel like $1 million. Okay. So I'm just going to get a little bit more on your union energy, and then I will I think you guys need a super attractor, because I think you're both already you've already doing the work. You're already on board with the process. You're just working out the kinks. So let's see, what is the best guidance for your union energy? Knight of Swords. So taking action, swift, decisive action. So get out of that stuck juggling energy. Get out of this idealistic energy. And, all right. Yeah, and then let all conflicts go. So we have the Five of Swords reversed and the Seven of Wands reversed. So let go of anybody that's backstabbed you. Let go of feeling overwhelmed energetically. Let go of people's judgments of you. Let all that go. And take action regardless of that. So this is the guidance for your union energy. You have to sort this out. It's a blockage. This is the blockage. If you're not taking charge of your life and going and putting in the work, it's time to get out of that lazy phase. Put in the work. Take action, decisive action. Let go people's judgments. Let go anything that didn't work in the past that you're like, well, it didn't work. I tried it before. It didn't work. Well, you're trying a new thing now. You're dreaming bigger now. You have more guidance now. You're tapped into your higher self now. So now take your guidance from your high being team, your higher self, and then take decisive action and get to it. Okay, so let's get, I think I'm just going to leave it on that note for you. I don't see that I need to talk about anything else with the divine masculine side. You know what I will do for you? I want to see, I don't usually do this because I find it can fuel the whole runner chaser dynamic thing that, again, I don't like those phrases, but I'm going to see what do you want to tell your divine masculine, and what does a divine masculine want to tell the feminine? So what would you love to tell what would the divine feminine love to talk to the divine masculine about right now? Let's do like a little conversation. I'm just curious. Oh, Emperor. Yep. I've got the plan. I'm ready. I see it. Let's go. That you are ready. You are ready. And you are surrendered to the fact that it's not in your control. I love it. Okay. What does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? What would the divine masculine, if this communication is open, if this door is open, what would the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine right now? Let's see, just like one card. Here we go. Temperance, patience. That's just what I was saying. Okay, so divine feminine, divine masculine, you're on the same page as per usual in my readings. So the divine feminine is like, come on, man, you are my emperor. I am your empress. Let's do this. I've got the plan. You've got the plan. I know you've got the plan, even though I don't know you've got the plan. But we can do this. We can build this future. We have your mission. He knows his mission. This version of the Emperor always makes me laugh because my twin flame is actually like an architect. So I always laugh at this because I just think about him and his job. Like, yeah, he's able to build shit, so, but anyway, so what I'm getting from you is that you're like, let's do this. I see it. I see the big picture. I see the plan. I'm ready. But he's saying, I need a little more time. Be patient, please. So, and that's another reason why, the Wheel of Fortune came out here. It's another reason why I'm thinking about my karmic that I was talking about earlier. It's like, I would literally get together with the karmic to buy my person some time. Because if he's not ready, but I am, it's like, come on, I'm not getting any younger. And I've already waited 30 years, it's not I don't mean that in a unhealthy way. That's my sense, is that it just buys me, it releases the connection a little bit, so he can do what he needs to do. So anyway, temperance. So stay balanced, stay integrated, keep your balance inside of your inner child and your inner lover and your inner feminine, your inner mother, inner father. Keep all that balance and patience. He just needs a little bit more time to sort this out. Even though you're raring to go and you're ready and you know that everything's like all, so that's where get your own life sorted out. The meaning of 333, if you see that all the time, is body, mind, and spirit. So what piece of the three pillars there is not balanced for you? Your body, your mind, or your spirit. So maybe you need to release your ego a little bit more. Maybe you need to tap into your guide team a little bit more. Maybe you need to work on your body a little bit. So follow those things, and let's get a super attractor for each of you. And then I'll end on that. Thank you for watching this whole thing. I know it was a little bit long, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, obviously, please like this video because it helps me, and leave a comment below. I would love that too. So let's get the best. This is a super attractor deck. It's like a good mantra, something to meditate on with this new moon. The new moons, we're bringing in new things. So if you choose this new thing, feminines, you can make it happen. You just have to put in the work. The masculine has chosen to go into this cave and root out what's not working because now he sees the big picture and he's just doing the work. So that's just a process that takes time. And it looks like he's doing it. So that's great. So let's see what you can attract in for this, what you can focus on bringing in with this new moon in Pisces, February 2023. There we go. That's a lot of cards. This masculine's always getting a lot of cards jumping out. So I've got one for you, or I say you, but divine feminines. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming even when I can't yet see the results. I love pulling, one of the reasons I pull these cards is it wraps up and it summarizes the entire thing I've been saying this whole reading. That's why I do these. And that's exactly what I was saying here with this guidance, and exactly what the divine masculine was saying with this temperance card. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming even when I can't yet see the result. So stay out of your mind. Keep talking to your guides. You got this. You're manifesting. You just haven't seen it yet. So what is the best super attractor card for the divine masculine, since he's going through this dark night of the soul, doing the work, the inner work? What is the best guidance to keep this masculine trucking along with the difficult aspect of going within? Best guidance mantra for the divine masculines for new moon in Pisces, February 2023. Here we go. Yep, there we go. This again ties into the lovers coming out twice. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. So your union energy has got the lovers. He's got the energy of the lovers. You've had it in all your readings. Today's reading, you don't have any major arcanas, feminines. You don't have them. But your other readings that I've done over these last couple years, you've had a lot of major arcanas. So now it's time to deal with your day-to-day life because you've done the work. He's now in this major arcana energy with the lovers, and he's choosing to align with love, which will work itself out with everything else. So that's why he's got to go through the dark night of the soul, and you just need to give him the space to do so. I love it. That's great. Ugh, I'm so energized by this reading for you. And like I said, the energies right now are pretty phenomenal. You know what I will do is I will find a astrologer talking about this big stuff, and I will link it down in the comments or in the description below. If you're new here, check out my playlist if you're interested in my 30 years of just learning of how to navigate this crazy journey as a twin flame. I have a twin flame journey playlist. It's all my perspective on social media, my awakening story, things that helped me, didn't help me, all that kind of stuff. I've tons of, like probably 20 videos. I'm doing more videos on that soon. And then if you're a masculine watching this and you're navigating your dark night of the soul, I have a playlist of like a curated amount of videos for soul growth that really resonated with me during my dark night of the soul. So if that's the case, you know, this no thingness, I was getting this card myself when I was struggling with whether I was being lazy or whether I was still healing. And I got this no thingness. It just means be still, do no thing. So do no thing. It's a phase of the journey is do nothing. Sometimes that's more helpful than, but right now I see that the energy is going to shift, and that's definitely in the stars too. So, all right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love all you guys. You got this. You're doing the work. I love it. Double high fives to you, and I will see you at the full moon. Okay. Bye.